This scared me quite a bit because when a bullet goes by you like that, you never forget the sound. And in my case, although the bullet went by, I don't know how fast, but almost like slow motion. I'll never forget that experience. But when the PF fired and hit the VC, everything opened up in front of us. They had evidently set up an ambush where we were going to set our ambush up. They just got there before we did. We came off of the trail and got on line, and Marines are taught that when someone shoots at you, you go toward where the fire is coming from. You stand a much better chance of survival, really, than if you just jump down and hide. You can imagine how you would feel if you shot at somebody and they started running towards you, yelling and screaming, and it would scare you. And that's the effect we had. The first thing I did was fire my M16 into the tree line where I knew the enemy was, and it fired about 5 rounds and it jammed. I cleared the jam, put another magazine, and fired it again, and it fired about 3 rounds and jammed. And finally, this happened to me 3 times, so finally I just put the weapon down and I crawled over a hedgerow where everybody else was. And someone yelled that Johnson was hit. The corpsman was with him. I went over and I saw Johnson. He had received a head wound, a pretty bad head wound. I didn't think he was going to make it, but I tried to tell him that he was. And then someone yelled that Klippel was hit. And that was a few feet away, so I ran over there, and Klippel also had been hit in the head and had what I would call a severe head wound. Very bad. The PFs by this time had left. They didn't want anything to do with this situation. So that left really Garcia and myself. And while I was looking after some of the wounded, Garcia had gone forward just like he's been trained. And I got up and I grabbed an M60 machine gun and I fired it, and it jammed, and I was able to clear it and fired it some more. And then I picked up a what's called an M79 grenade launcher. It's like throwing grenades, except a lot further. I finally put it down, and things were really getting hectic. And those of you who have been in combat, you know that combat is very hectic. To an outsider, it would look like nobody knows what they're doing, but they do. And I'll tell you a little bit more about this ambush in a little while.